What's going on, everyone? My name is Ghiman McKinney, or you can just call me Juice because that is my nickname. So the Dallas Cowboys have put an exclusive franchise tag on Dak Prescott, okay? Now, both teams were not able to meet a long-term deal. The Dallas Cowboys can still meet a long-term deal with Dak Prescott by July 15th, okay? But I personally do not think that will happen. Look, I actually applaud Jerry Jones for not paying Dak Prescott past what he is due. In fact, Jerry Jones has offered Dak Prescott $33 million per year, and Dak Prescott once again is turning the deal down, and Jerry Jones pretty much said, hey, no. Dak Prescott, no, we're not going past that price. You are going to get franchise tagged. Now, I applaud Jerry Jones. I'm so happy that Jerry Jones is standing his ground. Listen, I think that Dak Prescott is a very good, solid quarterback. To me, Dak Prescott is probably one of the 12 best quarterbacks in football today. Anywhere from top 10 to top 15. Somewhere in the middle, I'll put him as the 12th best quarterback right now. Maybe top 10 if you're higher on him. Maybe top 15 if you're lower on him, okay? But either way, we all know Dak Prescott can win a division. We've seen that in the past. He's won a division before. He's beaten Russell Wilson in a playoff game. That's a lot of good. The only problem is Dak Prescott is asking for way too much money, and I do not believe Dak Prescott is worth $30+ million. Listen, I've said in the past that I believe a lot of quarterbacks are overpaid. I felt that, Matthew Stafford, when he first got his big contract, he was overpaid. I was skeptical of Jimmy Garoppolo's contract. I was skeptical of Kirk Cousins' contract. I'm even skeptical of Ryan Tannehill's recent contract. Ryan Tannehill got $29 million per year. He's not worth that. And Dak Prescott is not worth elite quarterback money. He's not worth a blank check. He's not worth Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Tom Brady in his prime, Drew Brees in his prime money, Patrick Mahomes type money. He's just not worth that. The reason why I say that is because I don't see any elite physical traits. Dak Prescott's not a top 5 quarterback. Usually, I would like to give that type of money to top 5 quarterbacks, elite quarterbacks, and Dak Prescott's not even borderline elite right now. Okay, and let's be real. We've seen Dak Prescott without Ezekiel Elliott. We've seen Dak Prescott without a #1 wide receiver at his disposal. He's not been able to consistently win games, and his performances have not been so good. Dak Prescott needs a lot of help to win. And this past season, Dak Prescott, with one of the best offensive lines in football, with one of the best running backs in football, with one of the best wide receivers in football, with an above-average defense. And I'm not the biggest Jason Garrett fan, but Jason Garrett is not Freddie Kitchens. Jason Garrett has won a playoff game in the past. He's won a division multiple times. He's not awful as a head coach. Dak Prescott could not make the playoffs. He could make the playoffs in the worst division in football. The NFC East was awful last year, guys. The Washington Redskins were a dumpster fire last year. They were awful. The New York Football Giants, they were awful last year. Both teams were picking top 4 in the draft this year. And the Philadelphia Eagles, they had a bunch of injuries on defense and offense. Carson Wentz was left with practice squad players to throw to, and Dak Prescott could not win that division, guys. It's pretty sad. Dak Prescott this past year was 1-6 versus playoff teams, versus the Patriots, couldn't score a touchdown, versus the Eagles in the game that mattered the most in Week 16, on the road, did not score a touchdown, could not beat the Saints despite the Cowboys defense not allowing a touchdown, could not beat the New York Jets or the Chicago Bears, 2 teams that missed the playoffs, and got blown out by the Green Bay Packers and the Buffalo Bills. So either way, Dak Prescott, look, he beat up on a lot of bad teams last year. He stat padded. He had a lot of great stats that were put up versus bad teams and in garbage time when he was losing to these elite teams. Okay, listen. Dak Prescott could not win the worst division of football last year, okay? It's cool to flex on the Miami Dolphins and the Redskins, but if I'm going to pay you $35+ million per year, you're going to have to beat some of these elite teams on the road, at home. You have to beat these playoff teams. I just don't see it. And you can say, well, Dak Prescott's won a playoff game before. He's won a playoff game. He's made the playoffs twice. Okay, that's fine. 1 playoff win in 4 years with all that talent. Whoop-de-doo! Tim Tebow has a playoff win. Case Keenum has a playoff win. I need more. Guess what? There have been 12 quarterbacks since Dak Prescott has entered the league that have won multiple playoff games, okay? Listen, 1 playoff win and 2 playoff appearances in 4 years as a starter with all that talent that the Dallas Cowboys have had. I'm sorry, Dak Prescott, that's not going to cut it. I'm not paying Dak Prescott all that money. I'm just not. I don't think he's worth the money. I just don't. And the problem that Cowboys fans are failing to realize is that, listen, I like Dak Prescott, but the money's too much. And listen, Dak Prescott's not winning a bunch of playoff games right now with a lot of help. What's going to happen when you can't re-sign all your offensive linemen, all your great players on defense? What's going to happen when Dak Prescott has to elevate this team and he's not going to have a lot of help around him? Dak Prescott's not winning right now with all this talent around him, okay? You know, I understand that he's won 40 games over the last, 4 seasons. He's been available. He's never been hurt. That's great. But the truth and the reality that Cowboys fans need to realize is that a lot of quarterbacks can do what Dak Prescott has done. Dak Prescott was handed a lot of great things. He was handed a very good roster, okay? I guarantee you that if you put an above-average quarterback on the Dallas Cowboys right now, they can win you at least 8 games. They can win you at least 10 games. I guarantee you, if you had to put Aaron Rodgers or Deshaun Watson or Russell Wilson or Patrick Mahomes on the Cowboys last year, there's no way on earth that team would have missed the playoffs last year. So a lot of quarterbacks can do what Dak Prescott has done. Win some games, win the division a couple times, get to the playoffs. That's great, but I firmly believe the Dallas Cowboys should really consider what the Kansas City Chiefs did when they had Alex Smith, an above-average quarterback that won them 12 games the previous year until they moved on and drafted Patrick Mahomes and handed the keys to him. I believe that with Dak Prescott, you have a ceiling. That is the problem, okay? I just don't ever get a sense that Dak Prescott's ever going to consistently make my team a Super Bowl contender year in and year out. And when I'm paying quarterbacks $33+ million, that's what I expect them to do, to make me a Super Bowl contender every single year, for them to be the ultimate deodorant of my team, to cover up the stench of my defense, of my offensive line. I just don't see Dak Prescott doing that. I don't see it. He's good, but he's not great. I just don't see it. I don't get it. I don't get why Cowboys fans are so mad at me when I suggest that they can be better, that they can do better. Listen, Dak Prescott was a 4th-round pick. You got so much back from him in return based on what you thought you would have gotten when you first drafted Dak Prescott. You drafted a great 4th-round pick. Move on. Go get a Jordan Love or a Justin Herbert. Go sign Jameis Winston or Cam Newton. Okay, listen, I think that Jameis Winston, he's a little bit of a wild card. I do believe his upside is much higher than Dak Prescott. So again, if you want to not sign Jameis Winston, that's fine. But Jameis Winston's going to be a lot more cheaper than Dak Prescott. I would seriously consider trying to sign Cam Newton, okay? Now, the Cowboys franchise tagged Dak Prescott, so I don't think they're going to move on from him. But if I'm the Cowboys, what I would do, as I said a couple of days ago in my Cowboys video talking about why I believe Dak Prescott should be franchise tagged and why they should draft another quarterback and do what the Chiefs did, which is move on from a very good quarterback in Alex Smith and get a great quarterback in Patrick Mahomes. That's what the Cowboys need to do. They need to, in my opinion, move up in the draft and go select Jordan Love. I firmly believe Jordan Love is the perfect fit for the Dallas Cowboys. If you don't know who he is, he's a kid out of Utah State. He's a big-time arm. He's what you look for in today's NFL. Big-time arm. He's mobile. He's durable. He can make all the throws. He can beat man coverage. His ceiling is much, much higher than Dak Prescott's ceiling. And I guarantee you, behind an above-average offensive line, with a great, solid defense, with a great running back in Ezekiel Elliott and Mike McCarthy as his head coach, a guy that got the best out of Aaron Rodgers. I do believe Aaron Rodgers kind of carried Mike McCarthy in Green Bay, but again, Aaron Rodgers won 2 MVPs playing in Mike McCarthy's offense. I firmly believe the Dallas Cowboys can do better. And I just firmly believe that they need a guy with a little bit better arm, a little bit better accuracy consistently down the field, a guy that has a higher ceiling. I believe they need to start over. I would much rather build around a rookie star quarterback you know, a first-round rookie quarterback in Jordan Love or Justin Herbert and have all my cap space rather than signing Dak Prescott to a bunch of money and saying, hey, Dak Prescott's our guy going forward. We're paying him a bunch of money, and we're not going to be able to sign a bunch of players down the road. So if I'm the Cowboys, I will look to draft a Jordan Love this year and follow the blueprint that the Kansas City Chiefs used when moving on from Alex Smith and getting Patrick Mahomes their next starter quarterback. I believe Dak Prescott is a fine, solid quarterback. However, I do believe there is a ceiling with Dak Prescott, and I do believe the Cowboys should seriously consider moving on from Dak Prescott, and I would not for 1 second think about paying Dak Prescott $35+ million per year annually. Be sure to comment where you agree with me and disagree with me. Love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video today. Be sure to smash this like button right now if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel if you're new as well. I do post a ton of great sports videos weekly and almost every single day if I can. A fun fact about me is I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world. I want to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. Kind of like Colin Cowherd, Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp. You get the point. Okay, I want to do sports, television, and radio for a full living once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I currently am a freshman there right now. So the best thing you guys can do to just help me continue to grow as a young broadcaster is to just share this channel with all your friends, because potentially if this channel really gets somewhere, I want to start my own network, okay? You know, or potentially if it doesn't, you know, or if I fall a little bit short, I want to go into a big time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. So the best thing you guys can do to just flat out just help me grow as a broadcaster, help me learn, you know, get other people hip to this channel, you know, just share this channel with all your friends, share this channel on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, all that good stuff. Also, be sure to follow me on all my social media platforms. And once again, guys, just share this channel with everyone you know. Get everyone hipped and watching these videos. Get my voice out there and heard. Share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, all that good stuff. It's been your boy, Ghiman Mckinney, or you can just call me Juice. I appreciate all you guys for tuning in today. I really do. Have a God bless day. Stay motivated, you guys, and I'm out.